I did this a couple weeks ago. I started prepping. I got nervous with like that balloon that, from China or the aliens. I didn't know who was coming for us. And I'm a very level-headed person, but I was like, I'm going to get a couple things. Like, we don't even have like water at my house or some canned goods, but I Instacarted it. I did like lazy girl prepping. So I did an order from Costco, but I didn't have the time to go to Costco. So this poor soul dropped off like 40 pounds of water, cans, dog food, all this stuff. And my husband's like, who is delivering this like stuff out of a truck bed at our house right now? Because I was on the road. I was like, Jeff, I saw a scary TikTok last night. I don't know. I just feel like we need cans of beans. And he's like, you're insane. And then the next day I wake up and I'm like, all right, this is nuts. We're good. We're going to be fine.
Y2K was my first experience with preppers. And my dad went to Costco actually and came back. I remember one of the pallets was of Snickers bars.
Oh, absolutely.
We ate Snickers bars until I graduated from college.
Yes.
I'm worried
about like the nut consumption of that. Like those are old.
Hungry, why wait? Okay, we're surviving. The nuclear bomb has dropped. We are literally in the woods.
Yes.
I'm eating a Snickers.
All right. I worry about the nuts.
Nuts have oil. Oil spoils. That's what organizers like to say.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's what I'm worried about.
I've been eating Rancid nuts for years. That's probably why I'm in comedy.
That's the thing. It's pretty hard because we're like our state of anxiety like wants to be able to just eat a Snickers because we need to survive.
No,
but
I have
then
to look at the date. I need to know what year it's from. Expiration date.
I have eaten stuff at restaurants where I can immediately tell that the oil is spoiled. Like if you've had a French fry and it's rancid oil, and because my mom's a chef, so I can pinpoint that.
Rancid is scary.
Rancid is scary. Yeah. Botulism is not great.
No, we've been organizing pantries 4 years. We're like botulism.
Yeah.
Like,
if the can is like, just like no.
If the can looks like it did maybe a little angel dust, don't eat it.
But here's the crazy thing. So we've been like, okay, surely we don't need permission to throw this out.
Right.
Nope. Some people
want botulism
through the discards, and they're like, no, this is for me.
I know that eventually I will have you lovely ladies at my home to just rip me to shreds. But my problem right now is my husband, he'll eat leftovers from like 3 weeks. And I actively,
I don't hang out with our dads.
Oh yeah. I don't even like leftovers. And I'm not trying to be wasteful, but it just kind of grosses me out. I don't like the taste of reheated meat the next day. I'll eat it cold, whatever. Yeah. But my husband will find meatballs in the back of the fridge that got pushed, and I'll say, they have hair on them, don't eat them. And he's like, oh, forget about it. You're being, oh God, okay. You know what? Like, I'm Italian, leave me alone. I'm like, no. And then he has diarrhea for 2 weeks. And it's my fault. And I'm like, I told you. You know what I mean? It's like, he's fearless.
Do you think it's a men thing?
Yes.
It could be.
But both of our dads, my dad will drive from North Carolina with like sushi from a grocery store and eat it 4 days later after it's been sitting in the car. He's like, I left it in the car. Let me go get it because I'm going to have it tomorrow.
Yeah.
He did that with a warm yogurt and a tuna salad sandwich.
Yes.
Oh, warm yogurt?
Warm yogurt.
I'm more afraid of the warm yogurt than I am the
Pretty
tuna.
much anything.
You know what I mean? Because the yogurt, and now you got to check the yogurts because everything's got probiotics in it. I'm living on the edge. I almost literally pooped my pants running errands. I didn't realize I had this like cashew yogurt. Didn't realize riddled with pre and probiotics. And I literally was
dietary fiber.
Yeah, too much fiber. Yeah. You can OD on the pre and probiotic.
I believe that.
And I was at Target. I was like, this is where it happens. This is where it ends. It's that scene from Bridesmaids where Maya Rudolph's in the street. She's like, it's happening. That was me. So when the pandemic hit, my husband and I were living in New York, and we both looked at each other on the couch. I was like, I'm going to murder you. You're going to murder me. We got to get out of this, like, tiny apartment. We went down to Atlanta. My mom's a widow. So we were like, let's keep an eye on her. My mom was just like, I want you to live here. And my husband was like, okay, let's do it. Like he gets treated like a king. I'm the help. Like it is what it is. And that's fine. And I know my place. And my mom loves my husband. And I do know that my husband looks just like my late father. So also like I low-key think she's trying to hit on him all the time. And there's a weird sexual energy in the house, and she makes him meatballs all day and like worships the ground he walks on, and she just yells at me, she's like, Heather, I put your socks in the basket, quit being a slob. And I'm like, I just came home from doing like 3 weeks on the road, shaking my tits for cash, and like, you know what I mean? Like this is the respect I get. We're redoing a lot of stuff in my childhood home, which is great. And there are days where like I'm losing my mind, and I ask my husband, honey, we could afford a home, right? Like, I mean, in this market, I don't know, you know what I mean? We can afford a bunker, but I'm like, do we want to go out and branch out? And he's like, why would we? You know what I mean? Like
he gets meatballs every time.
He is treated like a king. And it's funny because my mom's from Boston, my husband's from New York. So when they do argue, it's this Yankee Northern energy, which like I just can't handle. Like they will have words, and then it's like wrestle out in the yard, and then they're like, I love you so much. And I'm like, this is crazy. You know what I mean? And like, or sometimes when they like raise their voice, that's just their love language because that's how people from Northern Italians speak. Right. And there are days where I'm like, what's happening? Like, I don't know this kind of energy. And they're like, no, we're having a great day. We just went to Korean barbecue. And I was like, Heather, shut up. I'm going on a date with your husband. Leave me alone.
just give us a little tease, a little peek into what we can expect from the comeback tour.
So the comeback tour is basically I'm back from my big Italian wedding, right? I threw the extravaganza of the year,
Yes,
if
you
you
did.
will. I went way over budget. Then I spent 30 days on a honeymoon with my husband. Just sneak peek, you should never go longer than 7 days abroad with the person that you love. Like it will ruin anything.
Yes.
So
it was
now,
30 days.
it was 30 days because I'm on the road all the time and I'm like a new money kind of gal. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not old money, I'm new money. So I was like, I'm going to flex.
Yeah.
I'm going to flex for this wedding.
Yeah.
I'm going to flex for the honeymoon.
Love it.
And I did 30 days abroad with my husband and we almost killed each other, you know? So it's really just now I'm talking about like the other side of it. Okay. We were building up. The first tour was really an introduction to myself, my family, where I came from, how I got here. And now it is all relationships, life, survival. You know, it's basically I'm living like White Lotus. You know? I literally spent my entire honeymoon, well, at least like a full week at the Four Seasons in Sicily. So I lived White Lotus. So if you watch season 2.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So it's a sneak peek of marriage.